Hey, good morning, Roberto. This video is for you, and this video is about your girlfriend's Panigale. Okay, sir, this is just a quick overview of the bike. Haven't fixed anything, but I just wanted to give you a quick walk around observation of things that I have found on the bike that I think you should probably be informed of. I'm going to start with the lightest, sort of easiest things to deal with, and then sort of get down to the brass tacks of it all, because there's a pretty major issue with this bike that potentially you are aware of, but needs to be taken care of before serious injury could occur. Okay, we are going to start with a couple of items. My flashlight here is working, yes. Okay, down inside here, underneath this cover, I should probably illustrate that this cover itself, how do I do this with one hand? The other hand's holding the camera. Okay, all right, there we go, good. So this cover is loose. This is the cover that covers the fuses. It's right down by the battery. And then underneath this cover, you can see that there is an open screw hole there, right where my finger's pointing. Wow, the focus is terrible because I'm not a cameraman. Whoa, sorry, bro. Okay, so that open screw hole, you can see it. Actually, here, I'll use the flashlight to touch it. Right there. You could probably, okay, yeah, there it is, right there. That's open. That's the strap that holds the battery to the bike. And as you can see, the battery is moved towards the side of the plastic fairing, and the fairing actually is holding the battery in place. So the fuse cover is loose. You can hear that. Pieces of this fairing are also loose. Not a big deal there, but definitely something to be aware of. In addition to loose, you already know this about your license plate. That's no big deal. But the other item that I saw was loose was pretty much this whole back piece of plastic is also loose. I should also, since I'm back here, mention that the legality of these signals is 100% illegal. Not to mention, this motorcycle does not have a rear fender on the back. I know you're looking at this and you're saying, well, hey, that's a fender. And for what it is worth, it is. But in the guise of how this bike passes the Department of Transportation, there should be a fender back here, and the license plate should be mounted at the rearmost of the bike. So there is a potential that the cops can pull you over and say, hey, your bike has failed a visual inspection, and we're going to send it for a physical inspection, in which case, in order to pass the test, the inspection test, you would have to reinstall the rear fender on the bike to make it legal for road use. I already told you about the brake oils have already failed, so we'll be changing both of those. And let's put the bike up now so I can show you some of the dust. Oh, these are the front signals here. These are also illegal. They're really cool, but they're very illegal. All right, putting the bike way up here in the sky. Moving right along back to the bike here. Rear brake pads are at about 20% wearing evenly and looking good. Rotor feels good and looks good. The chain, however, is not looking that good. I'm not sure if you could see the hue of rust that is on this. This is just surface rust. This can all come off with a wire brush. But in my opinion, the chain absolutely needs a servicing. And it is loosely getting towards the end of its life. We're not anywhere near, the tension is good, but we're nowhere near the end. I'm just saying that we've got maybe a few more adjustments before the chain itself is actually done. The part that I wanted to bring to your attention that is most important is the fork seals. They are definitively leaking, and I know that my camera doesn't show it very well, but I just want to display to you there is actual wetness on your fork leg. This is oil that is coming from the fork seal, which is right here, and it basically runs down the leg, and then thank goodness the brakes are towards the back. And I pan back now. Thank goodness the brakes are towards the back, because gravity in what it does, oil runs down and should just hit the ground. But regrettably, when the bike is parked, there is an opportunity for a puddle to form and for it to actually get on the tire. And I don't know if I can show this on camera because, again, my camera skills are not the best. But there is evidence of oil on the tire right here. I know this is the very fine edge, but the bottom line, what I'm trying to get across to you is there's a real danger to fork seals that leak. This one is leaking, and if I go around to the other side is leaking as well. There's a real danger to fork seals when they're leaking. I'm sure you can see all that schmutz that's on there. And we need to get this addressed ASAP. And I mean, before she gets a chance to ride this bike any further, we want to make sure that there's absolutely no opportunity for oil to leak out of the fork legs, hit the tire, and cause, oh my gosh, like terribleness. So moving forward with the inspection, the bike makes fantastic voltage. Signals, lights, horn, everything works the way it should. Man, this bike is so sexy. I can't believe it. Front brake pads are about 95% life left, wearing evenly on both sides, looking good. And there was one last major thing that I have to comment on. I'm sure you are aware of this, but as your technician, I have to point this out. The steer stop on this side of the bike is broken right off. Here, let me just turn this. Is broken right off. So that's the broken piece, or the piece that's missing, where the steer stop would have gone is right there. And the issue with the steer stop being gone on this side is not a big deal, because presumably while she rides the bike, she may never be at full steer, which is not a big deal turning this direction. But it's when the handlebar goes in the other direction, you can see the steer stop right down there is absent. It would have made contact with the steer stop post about where my finger is pointing. With the absence of it, this means that the handlebar can move all the way in, and regrettably, it makes contact. Hold on, there's a homeless guy yelling outside. Okay, he's gone. Jeepers. All right, so this means that the handlebars will turn all the way to a full lock position, and as you can see, it's literally making contact with the fairing here, as is the lever is, making contact up inside the fairing. So this potentially is going to cause damages to the bike, plastic and fairings and stuff. As potentially it steers all the way. In addition to that, it's stressing out the cables that run around the backside, and it's also contacting, my camera work is so bad, it's also contacting deep inside there, right? You can see how, as I steer all the way, bang, bang, bang. Okay, so got some issues that you should be aware of. Some of them are pretty major. The legality of the signals, the fork seals, of course, and the steer stop and the brake oils are, in my opinion, most paramount. Everything else with the wiggly jiggly and the rattly clattly things can all be taken care of. But just want to let you know about that stuff there. Whew, long video. We're not finished yet. Where's my flashlight? Here. The other thing that I noticed on the bike is, let's put this up a little bit more, and sort of in the same vein of an oil leak. Let's turn the handlebars. Is I think, I'm not sure if I can get this on camera. Yeah, all right, there we go. Deep inside there. Oops. A little more focus there. Okay, there, yeah. That yellow wire, now it is center stage. It's difficult to see on camera because my camera work's not very good. But that, my friend, is what looks to me to be an oil leak. I did check the oil on your bike. It is clean and at level, but there is a potential leak here. We're on the left side of the bike. This would be just, these are stator wires, those three, well, I guess you can only see two, but there's 3 wires there. Those 3 wires are stator wires, and it looks to me like potentially there is a leak. How serious it is, I don't think that this pools oil necessarily on the, yeah, you can even see there that fastener, whoops, that fastener's a little on the wet side there. My camera work sucks. But focus on that. Yeah, there you go. So that's just a little on the wet side right there. So I don't think this is a major leak, but it is definitely something that you should be aware of moving forward. Okay.